What up, baby?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Hazbin Coffee Talk.
Good morning. Hazbin Coffee Talk.
Hi.
It's like a daytime talk show.
How did everyone
Sunday
sleep?
morning. How's
Sunday
everybody
morning.
doing?
Sunday morning.
It's sweater
Sunday-
weather.
Did everybody-
Sweater weather.
Wow.
Yes,
Sweater
sweater
weather.
weather. It's a little
I
chilly.
love your
Very nice.
PJs, Amir.
We caffeinated.
I had
Really nice.
a lovely
Have a nice
So
hot
great to see you
chocolate
all.
at Phil's.
Really, really
Really
great to
nice.
see you all.
Same
here.
Hot
Light
chocolate.
Have you seen the
Hot
weather
chocolate.
outside? It's great.
How are your
I'm a
shoes?
light roast
Yeah.
kind
So
of
really
person.
nice.
Marshmallows.
Yeah, went on
Yeah.
Any
in my
good
hot
dreams?
Oh,
chocolate.
did you?
Great
Any
walk.
good dreams?
How's the hot
Yeah, I
water?
think so.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Aw.
I
I
did
had
a
a very
little
good
yoga.
shower.
I really
I
like
did some
that.
yoga this
Phil's
morning.
Hey,
coffee.
let's
Nice.
hear
Oh,
for
I could
Phil's
use a
coffee.
stretch.
So
Phil's
nice.
coffee.
Phil's coffee.
A
Think
little,
we're gonna do
Phil's
some
coffee.
coffee.
Thank you so much.
little down
Thank you.
dog.
Yeah.
Little down dog this
How do you
morning.
take your
Oh,
coffee?
dude, good
Yeah.
Shavasana.
Shavasana.
Sat in Shavasana for a long time.
Yeah,
You
just a little
guys
Shavasana.
really
Sometimes it's nice.
Good really
And there's
nice.
no time limit on
Great
Shavasana.
view from
There
the
is no
hotel
time limit.
room.
Yeah, take it all off. All right.
Anyway.
And that's our
This is
time.
really good, guys. Thank you so much.
That was soothing as fuck.
Yeah, that was actually really nice.
Should we all do an
Has
a collective
been
ASMR like, video?
Oh yeah, this whole panel can just be ASMR.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, that sounds so good. Okay, we're gonna talk.
I thought you said gay SMR.
Gay ASMR.
Also
That's
sounds
implied.
That's
Wait.
actually episode 2 of season
Yes,
2.
right.
Speaking of gay,
Spoilers.
can we all give it up for Vivian's shirt right now?
Yeah, Viv.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can you show off the shirt?
Let's see it.
Show off the shirt. Yeah.
This was clearly something from the fandom, but I'm obsessed with it. Isn't it great?
The LGTV.
The LGTV community.
That's good.
awesome.
That's clever.
So about that, we'll start off with that. Vivian, how hard is it for you to, I don't want to say shun or not listen to fan theories, but you you have to kind of, you don't want what you end up putting in the show, somebody to say, hey, that was my idea, and I told Viv, and I should be, give me IMDb credit for that.
Yeah, that's why, like, when you guys come to my table, and yeah, maybe this is a good place to say that. Don't tell me ideas. I will stop listening. The second you start telling me an idea, I turn off and I go, that's so cool. And if you say you want to pitch me an idea, as you guys may or may not know, I tell you no, because I cannot legally hear it. So stop. Do not tell me ideas. If you have an idea, write it down and do it a fan fiction. Fan fiction's awesome. You guys should keep doing it. But no, I cannot read your fan fiction. I cannot hear your idea. I cannot put your character in my show. It's not gonna happen. So thank you.
I will
Keep
I will
having it.
happily listen to your fan fiction.
Yes, tell them. You guys can tell them all you
Tell
want.
me.
They don't write the show, so
Yeah.
they're allowed to hear
Like
it.
that sounds great.
So
I'm putting
for-
it on you guys. You
So,
guys can hear it.
for the rest of you guys, have some of these fanfics, these theories that folks have come up and told you, have they changed your perspective of the show, of your characters?
No. I think the thing that it's changed is, or I don't want to say changed, but it's expanded my understanding of how the fans interact with the show. Maybe I'm just not a very creative individual in that way, but when I watch a show, I'm like, oh, that's a cool show. But then when you guys watch the show, you're like, what if this happened? And what if this person loved this person? And what if I created a character that interacted with this character and was this character's best friend? And da-da-da-da-da. And it's this whole new way of interacting with a show that, I don't know, I just never really fell into, and I love it now. Which is why I've created an OC named... No, not yet. Oh.
Tell me about it, Blake.
Yeah, Viv, can I tell you about my OC?
Yeah, can we tell you about our OCs, Viv?
No.
Absolutely not.
Once the show is over, I would love to hear about your OCs and their adventures with your characters. I'd love to know.
My OC is Angel Dust's sentient sixth arm.
Oh.
Yeah. His name is Margarine. I couldn't think of anything. I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm done with the bit, guys. Write that down. Write that down.
So I've been blessed to do a lot of these events here with you at GalaxyCon. So let me ask you guys this. So doing events like GalaxyCon, doing these panels, meeting with the fans, taking pictures, hearing their stories, what is your biggest takeaway from doing events like GalaxyCon?
Friendship bracelets. Aww. No, it's true. I have like a big, jar of friendship bracelets at home, and it makes me feel very loved.
I think what's been cool about, we've said this before, but just realizing how big and vast our community is between you guys and us. Like, we not only get to connect with each other, but with you. And truly, like, every time we do an event like this, it reminds us how amazing all of you are, and that we couldn't be here without you, and you all are here meeting each other because of the show, and it's just magical. And that, to us, to me, is very impactful in like why we do what we do and how cool the scale is of something like this. Because Broadway is amazing, and a lot of us do Broadway, and it's a beautiful community, but it's smaller and the scale feels smaller. So to see how large of a fandom this is pretty magical.
Yeah, it's very much shown me like how much art can change people's lives. You know, I mean, I know my life has been changed by being a part of the show, but being able to come out and see the way that you guys take it and run with it, and the relationships that you are able to form because of loving this show is awesome.
And you guys are so talented. The art that I get, when you guys show me, and it's just unbelievable to me. I can't believe how talented this group of people is, and how like your imaginations are so cool. Like, I feel in a lot of ways, I'm like, you guys are better than me. like I just am like enamored by you guys.
My biggest takeaway is what a hunger there is for this. Do you know what I mean? Like, for a show that's original, for a show that's queer, for a show that's a musical. Yeah, I'm saying some serious shit wearing a shark onesie. What? No, but I think it's self-evident in the passion for it that like shit like this is great. Like, don't note something to death. Don't focus group a show to death. Don't put a show into AI and say, what will be the successful show? No, trust someone who's fucking original, who has a great idea, and give them space to create their idea, and people will fucking love it. And that's my takeaway.
Straight from the shark's mouth.
Well, we are, is Sunday morning, while we are talking in our Hell of a Boss panel, got a little bit emotional yesterday. So keeping on that theme, I'm gonna ask you guys this. Obviously a central theme in Hazbin Hotel is finding that family from an unconventional place. You now have this family. I mean, what does that mean to you? This, where you found this family in an unconventional space? Wow. Sunday morning, everyone.
I feel like when we first started working on the show, I didn't know who else was cast. Like, I knew that Christina was cast because we were friends before this, and then there was one day when a script showed up that we were recording, and on the first page it had the cast list and then the actors' names next to it. And I was like,
remember that. That was cool.
I was like, oh my God, Christian Borle is in this? Like, Jessica Vosk, Daphne Rubin Vega. Like, as a theater person, these are people that I like admire and was like craving to work with at some point, and to have, I've been such a fan of their work, and so to be a part of it, and to now, like, a thing that's nice about doing the conventions is that we get to actually spend time together and have like fellowship together, which usually happens in theater, where you're like in a show and you hang out all the time and you're doing the show 8 times a week and you create a family, create a community. So it's nice to be like, wow, now I'm in the same show as these people that I've admired for so long. So it's pretty special.
I remember when cons, I think I messaged Richard. I was like, how the fuck do I get on a panel? I really want to do that shit. And I thought it would be like, oh, okay, I'll go to like one con and do, say hi to some folks and like, I don't know. But it's turned out to be like a world tour, and we've done so many of these now, and it's just something an experience I never really expected to have. You can go on a national tour and doing, theater, but this format was just not something I ever expected, and I think all of us collectively hadn't really known what to expect, and have collectively wrapped our heads around it together, and that in of itself has been a bonding experience. And it's funny that something that is now like this community and these conventions, something that's so integral to my life now and my understanding of like what community can be, I didn't have any fucking concept of until this show came out. And that speaks more so to the, you know, opportunities that have come out of being a part of this show. But yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really cool to see something be so massive. I like was warned ahead of time this was going to be massive, and I was like, okay. But I think to like see and feel it, and then I just know when season 2 comes out, it's going to get even bigger and grow. Like, you guys aren't ready. You guys aren't ready. It's so good. AI couldn't write that shit. Truly.
No, they could not. Fuck AI.
So complex. It's so complex, so brilliant. And yeah, I've just never been a part of something where I actually got to experience the fandom in real time as the shows were coming out. So it's, I don't know, it's just a thrill. So cool.
There's something to alchemical that's happened with this group of people, because it's not just that everyone is on their best behavior because we know we have something special. Everyone is just inherently grateful. It's a sweet group of artistic people. And we were talking last night, we had, for those of you who might have been strolling the hallways, I hope nobody heard, but we had a little bit of a viewing party for the last 4 episodes of season 2. And at one point we were like, we should probably turn the volume down. But the big takeaway, Joelle said this, and I think it's so right, is it's so amazing to have the thing that you're here to talk about be something that you're so inherently proud of, that is something that is of quality, that is so excellent. Because yeah, sometimes you're doing like press for a Broadway show that flops, and you're in, you know, which happens, and you're in the room talking to the press, and you have to, out of as a professional and as a team player, you have to know what, you know, you're spinning the positive vibes, even if you know in your heart that it's not really that great, but you're giving it your best shot. So it's so wonderful to be involved in a show that is just of quality, and you know what's coming out is going to blow your fucking minds on October 29th.
All right, now that you all have seen season 2, not just recorded but seen it, who's going to be the first one to accidentally spoil what the show is?
Too much
Why'd you
longer
say
now,
my
so-
name? It's because I look vaguely like Tom Holland and he spoils everything.
Looks at you like,
Yeah.
Must be hard.
No, you know, we
Let
don't.
me take that back. That must be difficult.
I don't want to spoil it because it's so good. You got like I don't want to spoil anything for you guys because I think leading up to that, just honestly, like it's a perfect time that it's coming out in October and we can rewatch it, and like it is so amazing, and watching it was so special with our group of people, and I desperately don't want to spoil it for you because it's going to be so worth the wait. I really believe it. I
Your
really
minds
do.
are going to explode.
Milo, the answer is Viv.
Yeah, no, actually, you're correct. I feel like, especially as we get closer, I feel more. I mean, and Amazon, don't worry, I'm not spoiling the show when you see this. But like, you know, in general, like I feel like I get looser because I'm like, it's not that far away. Like, you know, like, yeah, you might see this character maybe gets a song. I don't know, but you know, it's like I feel like I'm still pretty good at like keeping it under wraps. But I do think I'm.
Last night, or the other night at dinner.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, it's one of those things where, yeah, like I feel like, because I will say the biggest challenge for me, because obviously I'm writing and directing and I'm seeing the visuals come, and for me it's always the radio play is amazing because it's like I'm hearing it all together, so I'm like, oh my god, this episode is gonna be great, the performances are great, but then the boards are the stage where I know what the visual is gonna look like, and I'm like, fuck, this is, I can't, like, you know what I mean? Like, and we're on the boards for a year. So I have a year of like knowing what it's gonna look like and having to wait to, you know, so I've learned patience for the most part, but as we get this close to a release, that patience bubble starts to gurgle, I guess.
Are we allowed to say that some of the visuals are jaw-dropping?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Some of the visuals are jaw-dropping. Like, I'm a huge animation fan, and there are things in this that it boggle my mind. It is so kick ass. Bravo.
Thank you. No, I can't take credit for that. Our team did so well this season. Like, I'm genuinely so, like, huge shout out to every outsourced studio, every artist who worked on the show. Obviously, Spindlehorse, my studio, did a lot of, like, what we call the money shots, and they're phenomenal. Like, they are some of the most gorgeous, cool animation to come out of our studio. So I'm very, very proud and excited for you guys to see it. So.
If you guys, I know you want to see it like as soon as it drops, and so you're gonna like pull it up on your phone. If you can, wait till you have a bigger screen to watch it on. Like if you have a screen like a TV at your home that you can watch it on, great. Like a laptop, okay, but like the bigger the better, cause some of it, y'all. Whew.
Yeah, I mean,
the
one thing.
scale grows in the
Yes.
season visually. So.
One thing that season 1 I was like blown away by is just how much you guys fit into one fucking frame, you know? And that's why it's so rewatchable, is because I'm catching things on the 4th watch through that I didn't catch before. And season 2 is like 3 times that, you know? Like, and it's beautiful. It's
Yeah,
really
all
great.
the little dicks.
All the little dicks everywhere.
So many dicks, guys.
So honestly, not enough. Not enough dicks. There could be more.
There could be more.
There could be more,
There could
actually.
be more.
There could be more.
Season 3.
So some of you have already mentioned, Broadway musicals, things like that. So let me ask you, what was the musical, what was the theater performance that got you all interested and said, this is what I want to do?
I used to be I used to work at a movie theater in high school. That was my job. I was like a concession attendant. So I was scooping popcorn at Showcase Cinemas in Massachusetts. And there was this older, one of my coworkers, his name was Paul, and he was like this older gay gentleman that I think kind of recognized that I was kind of gay too. But I was like not out at all. Like I was very Christian and like didn't come out. But I think he was like, he was like, oh, you sing. You like musicals? And I was like, I don't know, what are musicals? So then he started giving me like DVDs and VHSs. He had this like huge collection of classic movies, and he would give me like classic DVDs and VHSs of musicals. And the first one he gave me was Sweeney Todd. It was the VHS of the George Hearn,
Oh, okay. I was gonna say the
Angela
Tim
Lansbury, Sweeney Todd, and I put that VHS in my TV, and I was just like, what the fuck is this? And so we got into this routine of like he would give me a musical to watch, and then when we would be at work, we would talk about it. Aww. And it was like such a sweet. He was like a gay elder who was just like, he's like, I know you're gay, but you'll come out later, you know. Paul, sweet Paul.
The best kind of grooming is musical grooming.
Put that on a t-shirt and smoke it. I had a sweet music teacher in 6th grade named Mr. Dahlem, and he, in music class, would put on records of musicals, and he would give us a one-sheet quiz. So we'd listen to songs, and like at the end of Oklahoma, like number 9 would be like, what are they doing here? And it was when they spelled out Oklahoma, and so he would have these quizzes. And so we were introduced to a lot of albums that way, and then he showed us Sweeney Todd. And I remember very specifically being in Tom Kang's family room, and we had the tape, and we put it in, and the lights were low, and being genuinely scared at a slumber party of Sweeney Todd and thinking, well, this is it. It was Sweeney Todd all the way. George Hearn, Angela Lansbury.
I remember I was in musicals. I think my first one was Guys and Dolls, and then Oklahoma, and I was like 5th, 6th grade, and I enjoyed the attention. That's like why I did them. But I didn't really watch musicals. I didn't really like musicals until the first like bootleg I ever watched was Next to Normal. And for some reason, like, what I had been exposed to up until that point, mainly like my understanding of musicals was like candy, like it's fun, it's it's spectacle and it's light. But then for some reason, seeing a story that about grief and like really hard conversations really just flipped my mind. I'm like, oh my God, wait, the medium can handle this as well. So that very much like started my journey on like wanting to actually be a part of those stories and tell those stories.
Next to normal being your first bootleg really ages you. First
I know, damn. I saw that live.
really highlights how old I feel. My dad is an actor, and he's been in a ton of Broadway shows, and so I kind of grew up backstage. And one of my first very vivid memory of theater is being backstage at my dad's shows. And my dad was in a show called The Life, and he played a pimp. And it was all about, pimps and sex workers and drug dealers on 42nd Street in New York in the 80s. And I was 7 years old. And
7?
So it was very appropriate for a little 7-year-old to be like running around backstage. But I was like, I love Broadway. And I was just backstage like looking at all these like gorgeous women in the fishnets and like ripped, tank tops. And I just remember vividly like walking around with all the hookers and just loving it. And there was a lot of like stage violence. Like it was really dark. It was a really dark musical. And I remember one of the ensemble women taught me how to fake bang my head against the wall, because that's what they like. There was a lot of like like crazy violence, right, with like the pimps and the sex workers. And so I was like, I know how to hit my head against the wall when I went to school as a 7-year-old. And that's how it started for me.
You're like 7 years old watching Lilias White sing Oldest
Full
Profession.
on. Yes, yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, knew every
Wow.
word, every single word.
On the topic of musicals and then transitioning here to doing voiceover, obviously theater, you're getting that immediate feedback. The crowd is there. Voiceover, you're speaking into a microphone by yourself in a room, and then you don't get to see the finished product for a while. Did anybody have a difficulty with that transition?
I'm a firm believer in delayment of gratification. Like when I collect comics, I have my stack, and I always put the one that I want to read most on the bottom of the stack. So I'm like leading up to it. So this has been like the greatest life lesson of delayment of gratification. That's all it is, and it's very satisfying.
And the practice of being in the booth as an actor versus being on stage as an actor is so different, because on stage, especially when we're preparing Broadway shows and we have previews and we have time to try things out and see if they work, you go, oh, that didn't really hit, I'm gonna try it different tomorrow. Or, oh, I wanna sing that note differently, I'll try it different next weekend. In this way, we go to the booth and we just have to go hard, and we just have to make choices, and then you leave it for so long and you go, I hope that that's what made sense. But what it made me better at as an actor that I've now since been able to bring to stage is the ability to just actually try things even bigger and broader and more committed than I did before, because we have to do that. In the booth, you have to just make the choice and go and try different things. And I actually think it's made me better on stage because I'm making bigger and more different choices in the booth. So it's been a really cool, I don't know, something to bring with me.
Mm-hmm. That part. That's like huge.
I think it's cool because, like, from my perspective, obviously I'm like head writer, so I collectively take all the tonality of the scripts from the writing team into the booth and then obviously Richard is a very, very veteran actor, so he reads with you guys and creates a scene that's really natural. But my job is to make sure that the tone that we were intending in the writing room follows through. And what's amazing is what's cool about the whole process is it becomes such a mixing pot of ideas, because you guys have ideas and do things differently than we as the writers intended, and usually that ends up in the final product. And then there's obviously the improv and the walla, which is birthed purely from you guys and Richard, and then there's the things that I'm okay, I know exactly how this joke was wanted to be delivered in the room, and so there's I'm there to be can we try it like this or something. So it's so fun. I think it's the perfect, the animation process is very collaborative, and just by nature, because obviously the creation of it relies on multiple departments all working in tandem to create a final product. And so I think it's really cool that that's also happening in the booth as well. How much you mentioned improv. How much improv ad-libbing actually gets into the show after they say the line as written? Most of it. Most of it? Yeah, because I feel when you guys add something to a line, it's always for the better and it's always funnier, and we usually end up going with that because it just adds so much. So a lot of the lines have these little, either at the end of the line or just the way you delivered it or something. It's just So fun.
Well, and
We
what's
also
been-
don't.
Oh, sorry.
We also don't. We don't do a ton. Like we're not in there going like, listen, this script is great, but I'm gonna do some fun. You know.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It's
Oh,
like
it's always
we're,
in the
we're-
right places.
We're very specific about like, let me try one thing on this line. I think it might be fun. And Viv is usually like, oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, I'm gonna use that one.
That's why it's all basically all used
Well,
because
and-
like it's not every single line. So, yeah.
And as we've continued recording, what's been cool for me is like I know her better. So when I am like, I almost feel like what's fun for us now as we get going and moving through these seasons is that we know our characters better than we did the first time. So when we improv, I kind of know a little bit better how she would improv, and that's cool. It's fun to find in the booth because you're like, wow, I know her better than I did last year or than I did a couple years ago, which is fun.
And we know Viv and Richard better, and we know
Yes.
what
Yes,
they're gonna
we
respond
have a lot
to.
more
and-
comfort
yeah.
in general.
Yeah, I will say that's helped us too because I know with me and Richard, like even in the beginning, there were actors that we were very intimidated to like direct too heavily. Like I know me and him were both like, oh my God, Keith David is here. Okay, and we were so scared to give him too much feedback in the beginning, but he's like the kindest person, and he's so down. Like I think, okay, I totally almost was gonna say something for season 2.
I called it.
He has an amazing improv that he did in season 2 that we kept, and I was like, that came out of it. It's so funny. And so, yeah, I think now that we're more comfortable with everybody in the cast, because we've done multiple seasons and also now gotten to know you guys at conventions, it's like we know more that we can give you more information on a character, and we can give you more like feedback, or like, you know, it's fun. It's really nice. Like, but there was that season 1, I feel like I mean, you guys all did amazing, but I feel like we were more like, oh God, we don't want to overstep a little bit until we got more used to it.
Do you guys, I've heard a lot of actors say that they don't like watching themselves. They don't like watching their performance. They don't like listening to themselves because all they're going to do is critique themselves. Do you guys, as you sat down and watched season 2 this weekend, do you guys enjoy watching your performances, listening to your performances, or you're like, I just can't do it?
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yes,
Oh my
yes.
gosh. Like it's so incredible. Like as a voice actor, we're just one part of this big whole. Like it's such a sorry.
Jesus.
Well, see, this show's ruined me. It's just such a big part of. There's so many artists that come together to make animation. Like when you're on camera, you're sort of scrutinizing your face and the cut, and like, oh, why they use that take? Why they use this take? Sometimes it's like I get so lost in the visuals of the series just because. And at this point, I also just trust that you guys are gonna pick great takes and make a great story. I'm not questioning whether or not like. I'm never like, wow, they use that take. I'm like, this is awesome. Also, you improvise so much, or you just give so many different options, and I'm often like, I don't even remember how I said that line. This is cool that's the one they picked.
Yeah, there's separation from it. Maybe TMI, but like sometimes if I'm watching a performance of mine or I'm listening to my music, I'll get a little high to like distance myself. No, seriously, to just have more of an objective standpoint, because in a weird way, when I'm in that zone, I'm able to give myself the grace to be like, oh, that's a little human guy there doing his thing, you know? That's not me, the person that I critique all the time or like have judgments about. And in a way, it's watching animation, because you're so steeped in that collaborative element of it, and you are one facet of the character, which is hilarious, having people come up to my table and be like, you are Angel Dust. I'm like, well, actually, he's a combination of 20 people, you know, and it's true, you know, we are just facets of this character, but it gives us the distance to be able to enjoy the end product and not critique ourselves.
I know for me, like, watching it is such a treat, because in the booth, I'm just a bunch of grunts and giggles, you know? And so to see, like, how you brought my character to life based off of that, and like all these ridiculous one-liners is just so fun. I don't know, like, and yeah, I mean, you bring like yourself to it, but then they elevate it times 100. And so watching animation is always like, you know that your performance is going to be like, if maybe you miss the mark on the day, sometimes I do, you know, I know that the animators will will know how to like emote the thing, or like the eyes are incredible. Yeah.
It's not just fun, it's also really educational to see yourself as part of this larger body, and you understand where you fit in, and I think that watching the seasons is going to make me better in future jobs. Do you know what I mean? And sort of understanding what all goes into it improves what you do.
It is funny how we get like so much credit for this. You know what I mean? Like we're up here, but like I can't believe how much work goes into it after we leave. It is like we do this much compared to like what
years. Yeah, it's like the animation process, especially for a show like this. So this show is hand drawn, so it's like frame by frame animation, which is the hard. Well, I'm not going to start a war with 3D people, but in my opinion, it's a disciplined skill, and it's a hard skill, and it's a tedious skill, and it's a thankless skill, because hundreds of animators work on a single episode, and they're all in the credits, but nobody knows them, and they post their work afterward. And I'm so thankful also that this fandom is so embracing of the artists who work on the show, which is amazing, because really it's a testament to them. Like, it's in their hands for so long, and it's in, like, obviously the backgrounds all are individually designed, and there's an entire department for that. There's an entire department for design and for props and for like the things that you wouldn't think about, because in animation, every single thing has to be designed and thought through and created. And the kinds of problems we have are like such weird ones, like when there's a shot where the camera rotates around a character, everyone's like, oh God, there's a couple of those in the season, and it's like, so because one animator has to do this entire rotational shot hand-drawn with all these other moving elements, and then there's the background team has to create like a 3D element so that they can move the camera around and match the character, and then like, it's just so much work. And then the compositing team, which are also unsung heroes who make everything look gorgeous. They add the glows, they add the details. They go in and they're like, okay, we have all the pieces, we have the 3D camera move, and we have the character animation and the cleanup with all the color. So now we're gonna go and add the glows and like add shading, and some of the shots, like the comp team added shading as the characters rotate, and it's like and like the technical skill that goes into animation, and specifically this show, because we try to make it look so cinematic, is incredible. And so that's why it takes so long, but it's so worth it in the end, and I'm so proud of what everyone does.
Can you talk a little bit about the sound and the sound effects? Because when watching it anew, as a Looney Tunes fan from way back, there's so much underscoring, and there's so many sound effects that match characters' movements. It's so full and rich.
Absolutely. I mean, what's so cool, I mean, again, it's just a testament to the process, because we have like an animatic, and then the score composer starts the animatic. So it's not the full visual yet, but what's cool about our score composers for both seasons, it was Gooseworks season 1, and who you guys might know from Digital Circus. It was season 2, it's this amazing composer named Brian Sadler. He'd take the animatic and do the initial score to the visual, but it's not the precise visual until it's animated. And so then we'll update him with the first take, which is where the animation is in place. And so that's when he updates it, and he added all these, like you said, Looney Tunes is perfect, because I love Looney Tunes, and also like classic Disney would do that too. Like there's a really, like the scene where Simba is running away from the wildebeest is one of the most gorgeous pieces of score from Hans Zimmer, and it's like these little intricacies of like the music like crescendoing with the visual, and it's like I'm so inspired by that. So he does things like that where he like plays with the music cues based on the beats of the animation. And then obviously sound is the final stage, so they take the score, they kind of combine it with sound effects, and yeah, the first sound effects pass is wild. It's like so full of sounds, it's like so Looney Tunesy, and so then we have to we watch it through and we cut it back and we go, all right, that one's a little too crazy, or there's a couple bits where like they've added like a sound effect that's like too zany, and so I'll be like, can we try like a slide whistle? Like it's like too zany, but then we go for something else that's zany, and it works better. And it's like, so we use a lot of slide whistles. We've started using a lot of duck sound effects. And like I love animal sound effects. I actually learned there's a show called Ed, Edd n Eddy that I grew up with. And they use almost exclusively animal sound effects in weird places where the characters will make a face and you'll hear like a donkey, like, and like, I just love that. I think it's really funny. So we use a lot of animals. And yeah, sound design is such a cool thing too, because it brings everything together. And for me, I watch these episodes hundreds. I have to watch every single new version to approve. And so I've seen, I think individually each episode, a minimum of 12 or 15 times. Wow. But then when it's all sound, like the sound mix, which is with the music and the sound effects, is like watching it for the first time. It's the craziest thing. Like I'll be so used to the visual and the jokes and the audio, and then seeing that, it's like, oh fuck, it's a show.
When we were watching through,
it's so great.
Didn't you pointed out, you were like, yeah, we had a reference song like in this part that sounded like crazy, but tried to, like, you use like reference like songs to give, or scores to give like the vibe of what you eventually want it to sound like?
Sometimes, for Hell of a Boss we did, there was, but the board artist put it in. So sometimes we let the board artist pick a song, especially there's a fight scene or some kind of action sequence. Usually those are based on beats of, just I think for choreography and for everything. And so if we don't have that score, or obviously we don't have it, sometimes they'll pick a song and they'll put it in their board to board to that. And then when we do the final sound, we can't use that song. So we have to create something based on those same kind of hits, and the same kind of beat.
So cool. When we were watching the first grouping of episodes in Orlando, Sky was like mouthing along to all of the like lines and the songs, and it was funny because that was the first time that I think I really started to realize just how much fucking time you guys spend with this.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, you really know this.
We hear it over and over and over to the point where, yes, it's like memorized. And not even just the lines, it's like the way it's delivered.
Yeah.
And so some of them become vocal stems for us. And obviously I can't do any of those for season 2 yet, but like we have so many where just like that line comes on, we're like, like we just quote, like it's just a thing because we hear it so much. And especially if you're an animator, you could be working on one shot, and so you'll hear that same, just like someone's like, hi, like in a weird way, and you'll hear that over and over to the point, and some people just say, it doesn't sound like a word anymore. It's just a sound.
What's also cool is like how passionate they all clearly are still. Like even though they know it like the back of their hand, it's like when I see something over and over and over, I'm like, okay, all right, I get exhausted by it, but like it is so incredible, and just you can feel the love when you're watching it, like how deeply these people care about the show,
So, I still have a ton more questions, but we have a long line here, and we got about 20 minutes left.
That was so cool, though. I really liked, just real talk, I really liked getting to talk a little bit more about the production people and the people who make the show. It's really cool.
And a bunch of them,
to do that.
And a bunch of them were at Animate in Orlando that got to have like a booth. Spindlehorse had a booth.
Yes,
it was
that
really
was
cool.
just last week, and that was
really awesome.
I don't know if anyone, because that was very far from here, but if anyone was there, this was going to be streamed or posted, so anyone who was there, thank you guys so much, because that meant so much because those are leads at my studio. They work. They're the ones that are working the rest of these years of making the show, and tirelessly and usually thanklessly. So I know that meant a lot to them. So thank you guys so much for going and giving them love. That was really
absolutely just like Kimiko said. They're spending those hours there. Absolutely loved it. Hello, what is your name?
Hi, my name is Sora, and
hello.
My question is basically for the entire group outside of Viv. If there was a cooking competition at the hotel and you were all there, what would you make and who would win?
Valentino does not cook. Sorry, honey, I pay people to do that.
Niffty would make some sort of like disgusting roach casserole that no one would even fucking try. She would come in last by a long shot.
I think Vox would pop in a Swanson's TV dinner.
Fuck you.
Fat Nuggets pot pie.
I'll kill you. I'll fucking kill you.
How dare you?
Not my baby. Runny eggs. Yeah, I think he's probably shit at cooking. Maybe.
I like runny eggs.
Oh, pasta, I guess. Yeah. A nice cacio e pepe.
Thanks, Sarah.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Hello. What's your name?
My name is Annie, and I wanted to ask what all your guys' favorite lines from Hell of a Boss, or not Hell of a I'm sorry, Hazbin Hotel, or I'm sorry, I'm still.
Something, fuck your husband.
I want a fucking divorce. What is that?
That's the
right?
sound
That's
of a
from
fucking divorce.
Hey.
Why did I don't, fuck, I'm blanking. Help.
Something Brandon Rogers would say. Just make something up. I guarantee you it's been in the
That's gay.
Yeah, probably in the show.
Probably.
Yeah, that's in the show for sure at some point. But to answer your question, probably one of Penchas's lines that are like, "Would you like to have a sex with me?" Or the, "I'm having sex with everybody."
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, like, why would I have sex with you? That was one of my favorites. So shady.
How many dicks can you suck? I love that one. Especially because we talk about improv. That was improv.
Unfortunately an improv. I didn't know that was going to be very prominently animated. I thought Val was just going to be in the background. So there's a solid 5 minutes of improv of me in the VIP room.
It was all so good. I was like, I want to use as much of this
Release
as I
the
can.
tapes.
Release the tapes.
Release it. There are some of those. I think you, because we have a lot of opportunity for Walla with you, and also with Jeremy. Jeremy also has gone he just gives so much, and I'm like, I want to use all of this, but we can't. We can't make the entire episode just one giant Walla session from these characters.
Season 2.
But those are so fun. Those are super fun because we often play incidental characters in every episode that we record in. So it's a fun game to be like, oh, who voiced that random demon? Oh, who is that angel? It's very fun.
Yeah, it's funny when people are like, I would love to just do one line on Hazbin Hotel. Sorry, that's actually Joelle doing that one line.
That was what was fun about watching this, because then we start to guess, oh, is that you doing that? And what you can do, go back and when you watch 2 or when you go back to 1, be like, I wonder who that was. That sounds kind of like them. It probably is one of us. Yeah.
Thanks, Annie.
Thank you so much.
Hello. I
Hello.
was here at the Hell of a panel yesterday. I've met all of you before. My name's Mia, or Star Mia Ferry on all my socials. And I wanted to ask if your character had a therapy session in the real, how would that look?
Bad.
We all definitely need a therapist.
Wait, what is a therapist?
Yeah, bad.
Yeah, I think if they were all in therapy, there'd be no show.
Yeah, exactly.
Really,
truly.
Thank you.
Hello. My name is Andrew, and I just want to let you guys know I love you all, especially Christian. Especially Christian. I saw you yesterday. You were so nice.
Thanks.
And I say this with love. How's it feel now that I got your pen, huh, bitch?
Nice.
I got the pen.
A pen. Oh, you
mine?
stole
Like the
Christian's
pilot.
pen?
Oh, okay. I don't remember that. Yeah.
How's it feel that I got the pen?
Sorry, wait, what?
Is
it's
that
in the
mine?
pilot? I've not seen
It's
it.
in the pilot?
For prop purposes, yes.
Okay. It feels great.
Awesome.
Thank you. Good job.
Question answered. Bye.
Bye.
It feels great.
it feels great.
Hi. What is your name? Can you step closer to the microphone, please? Thank you.
Sorry. Hi, I'm Candy. You might know me as Husk from yesterday. My question is, other than the audition songs you were all given, for each of your characters, what would be their go-to karaoke song?
The amount of dead air we have
So
right
early
now.
to have an imagination. Hold on.
I love when you guys get these questions. So this is actually something I said at the Hell of a Boss, or not Hell of a Boss, the Spindle Horse panel in Orlando. Because all of us, up there were all the leads of the show, making the show. And I was like, you guys ask the wrong people these questions. We are the ones that know the answers. These people are making the show that, like, we have to have those conversations. Like, there'll be a coffee cup on someone's desk, and we're like, so would it be iced coffee or would it be regular coffee? Like, what kind of coffee? And then I have to think, I'm like, Stolas would drink this. Like, we think about that stuff. I don't think they do. We don't.
Okay,
so
Viv, answer for every single one of us.
No, I'm not
please.
doing that. But it's just funny. We thought it was cute. I was like, you guys should ask these guys, but also they will not answer either. But
That's
they
a
know.
good point, Viv, actually.
I will say though that Valentino's karaoke song would be "Milkshake" by Khalees.
Okay, see, that's accurate. There you go. That's a good one.
Yeah. He would eat.
I feel like you
with
guys can give very
milkshake.
informed answers, but whenever you're just like,
Sometimes
I'm
it's hard to give informed answers when someone asks, like, someone at my booth last week asked me, what do I think Cherry Bomb would do with a forklift? And I was like, I don't know.
That is so specific.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
See, we would have to figure it out because it might be a visual joke in the background. We don't know.
Yeah, you better do it.
I gotta say, whenever anybody asks me like what karaoke song, or I have to think about what karaoke song I'm gonna sing in, like me, Blake, I lock up. I'm like, I don't know why it's such a hard thing for me, so I can't even begin to think about Angel Dust.
I just had a thought. Maybe like an Evanescence song. Yeah, for Cherry Bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty badass.
I
Not a
do-
depressing one, like a cool one. You know?
Yeah, like a cool one.
I feel like Niffty would just
Wake
like
me up
scream.
inside.
Wake me, yeah, that would be cool. Wake me
I would
up.
love to hear you sing that actually, Christina. You fucking kill it. I feel like Niffty might just scream into the mic for 5 minutes straight. You know? Or maybe like a dog whistle type.
No, she'll do,
And it, like,
she'll do some
follows that.
System of a Down.
Or like
Oh,
Nine Inch
yeah.
Nails, maybe.
Like tequila, but like the whole music, and then you're just screaming at the top.
I do.
So proud of it too.
Yeah.
I do think the Egg Boys would do to the windows, to the walls, to the walls, till the sweat drips down my balls.
I love you so much.
All these bitches crawl. Oh, skeet, motherfucker.
I joked once online because I'm obsessed with it that I was like, I can't think of a single one of my characters that wouldn't love the Mayhem album by Lady Gaga. Oh, yeah. And so I would love to see a group, like all the characters singing Abracadabra, because it's actually really fucking fun at karaoke.
That is so
Thank you so much.
I'm not gonna make that happen. You know how expensive that would be?
Make it happen.
You guys make that.
You can take it off. You can take it off.
You're good. You could just hold it.
That's fine. You can
Yeah,
You're
it's
good.
okay.
Hi, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Jade. I have a question for mostly Vivian, but Christian, I also want to hear your take on this. I noticed a lot of similarities between, and also like parallels between Vox and a lot of roles and songs that Christian has sung before. I think the most obvious one is Don't Say Yes Until I Finish Talking, which is really similar to Stayed Gone. It has that like patter singing, and there's like these little nuances between how the character in Smash sings it and how Vox feels like more nervous and rambly and out of control with the singing. I was wondering if that was intentional or just a completely happy accident.
I think what you're noticing is what a lot of people have noticed over the years, is that I have a very shallow bag of tricks.
They're good tricks, though. Good tricks.
Hey,
Good
whatever
tricks.
works.
You are way
You want
too
face
modest.
number 7? Here's face number 7.
We like to call him Christian No Range Borle.
Yeah, it's sad.
I was joking. Jesus Christ.
Boo! Wow,
brought it
Lily.
up.
Wow, Lily. Oh my
Lily's actually
God.
so mean.
Wow,
Hazbin-
you're
I am a
really
human
showing.
being with
Hazbin
two
Talk is
acting
gonna
choices.
cancel you.
You saw it here first. Lily and Christian are fighting.
What's happening to the V?
The tension. A lot of tension.
Christian's a Broadway star. We all know it.
Viv, didn't you say something about that song specifically in
Yeah,
terms
well,
of Christian?
so that was the song that brought me to you for the role, because I make playlists for every character, and that was on that one. And I think it was during the casting time, I was like listening to it a lot, and I was like, this is very much this character, like, because that song, so like the context of that song is, and help me because I don't entirely remember, but you might not either, I don't know. But the context, I believe, is like they're writing a musical for Marilyn Monroe, and that character is like her boss, right?
It's a studio head.
Yes, the studio head, and so, which is what Vox is. Vox owns like and he operates very like that, and it's very like, and it's kind of like, it's just a very controlling song, and I was like, this is very much the character, and so that's what led us to offer the role to you, which I'm very honored that you accepted, and I think, and Vox's character though obviously has a lot of range. He has, especially since season 2 has a lot of him in it. I'm very excited for you guys to see because I feel like we go through a lot of emotions with that character. But yeah, for that specific song, I think that also, when it was we were talking with Sam and Andrew about it, we were trying to figure out like what the sound was, and I think that was a reference because it was like we weren't sure what kind of musical sound it should have, and so they kind of landed on this very like newscast kind of thing, and that resulted in a lot of talking because we also didn't have a lot of runtime. So it was like, how much information could we fit into one song? And I think at first they went a little bit more Hamilton, and I was like, no, I don't think that works. So let's do, and then we landed on this kind of 50s-y, like newsy kind of thing, and yeah, you killed it.
That an old person can do.
It was a challenge. I remember, like, because it's so fast that, like, I feel like you did a lot of it in one take, but, like, it was just it's such a hard song to do. So,
yeah, we would do measure by measure on all that fast stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so we have a little bit less than 10 minutes left, so if we can get through these questions quickly.
Yeah.
Hello, what's your name?
Sorry, am I holding the mic right now?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so my name's Rowan. To start off, I love the pilot of the show, and then I also love the first season. You guys are all fucking awesome, so I'm just gonna say, I love the first season, and then I liked how it ended with there was like a little hidden surprise message that the fan base is waiting for season 2. The wait has been fucking torture, but I know you guys. But I'm pretty much everyone. Everyone in here is aware that animation takes a long time.
Yep.
So.
And it's soon, very soon. It's very far, very close.
Rowan, people behind you are going to stab you. Do you have your question?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So my question is for Vivian. How did you decide on the main conflict of heaven and hell fighting each other? So.
It just kind of made sense. I mean, setting the show in hell, it's like heaven and hell are these really recognizable pillars, and like most people, no matter what your background is, you understand the concept. And to me, it just made sense to also, like, the show is about redemption, and the show is about like nuance and the gray area, and it makes sense to have these two universes that are kind of representative of the two opposites.
Yeah, I just love that story because of all the two worlds fighting. Like, I love a lot of fighting and stuff like that. It makes everything more exciting.
Very cool.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great festival.
Hi.
Hello, my name is Milena. I've seen 2 of you the other day. Don't want to put you guys on a spotlight, even though you literally are. This is a pretty loaded question, but I want to make it quickly because we all love the show. But do you think that your character genuinely deserves a second chance? Do you think it deserves redemption? Because we all kind of start fresh, and of course that's like a product of our life, but is that really all of our choices? Is that most of your choice all the time? Do they deserve to be there?
Yes. Yeah.
It's a Sunday morning.
Everyone deserves redemption if they do the work.
I like that. I like that answer.
Yeah.
That was a great question. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Ryan. My question is for all the cast. Love y'all, by the way. But what would be your favorite K-pop Demon Hunter song for each of your characters?
Golden.
The V's singing Idol would be incredible.
Yes.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Great.
That would be hot. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello, my name's Maria, though Amir knows who I am. So my question is, do you see yourselves as your character, even another character from Hazbin?
Charlie. I see myself as Charlie sometimes. Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm Charlie and Cherry.
Amir, do you see yourself as Vox's shark?
Yeah, Amir.
I see myself as Charlie and Alistair. Like, half sassy bitch and half like, let's all get together, guys!
I wish I was like Serpentious.
I see myself as Niffty. With Charlie aspirations.
Thanks, Maria.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, my name's Adam. My question is for Vivian. Do you think the Hazbin pilot at some point should get a remake like the Hello Boss pilot did with the updated animation style and voice actors Hazbin currently has?
I mean, well, I would love. I mean, I think the dream is to get to retell that story in the current canon, but it's like close enough that it like kind of works. And without giving too much away, season 2 has some elements of the pilot told in a different way. So in a way, probably not now, because now some of it's been recycled into the show in a fresh way. So, but yeah, a Hell of a Boss, obviously, like, it was, I think that pilot is so wrong that I mean, it's great. It's a great pilot, but it does not reflect the show really at all. And it also has lore problem. I'm like, there's nothing about it that's canon. So I feel like that one does more than redoing the Hazbin pilot. I think the Hazbin pilot does enough of the story stuff that, we followed. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you all.
All right, we have 3 minutes. Hello.
Hi everyone, my name is Andrew. So here is my question. Can you please explain how Heaven Society works? Are there any more Heaven cities up there in heaven? Are there any kings of heaven, like deadly sins pretty much? Can you please
Can't
just quickly...
say that. Yeah. We explore the show. Ooh. There's a lot of seasons left, so I can't really talk about it. But
you're gonna
good
tune
question,
in and
good
find
thoughts.
out.
Yeah, but just quick. Will we find out about this in new seasons?
Yeah. That's why I can't answer. You'll see it eventually.
Thank you. Good question. Hello.
Hello, my name is Esther. My question is for Viv. My question is, so in your shows you explore a lot of father-daughter relationships. Of course, there's Charlie and Lucifer. There's Stolas and Octavia and Blitz and Luna and Hell of a Boss. So my question is, sort of what inspired you to really focus on and depict those kinds of relationships in your shows?
Oh, that's a nice one. I mean, yes, I think there's a lot of father-daughter and there's a lot of mother-daughter, mother-son. Like, there's a lot of parental stories. And I think part of it is because, like, I adore my parents. I'm very, very close with both my parents. But they went through a very messy, but, like, eventful divorce. And I feel like that told me a lot because it told me that they were people. Like, I was decently... Like, I was about to go to college when everything happened, and I was like, I feel like the revelation that your parents are human beings going through enormous amounts of struggle and pressure and all these things, I think is a very important thing, and that has always resonated with me. And so telling stories that are complicated relationships between parents and their children has always just been something that I've been interested in, and I like exploring the whole wealth of it, because I also think that bad parents, which there are some bad parents in my shows, I think that's like the worst thing you can do, because you fuck up the life of a person and you put them on a path. And I've always been like really fascinated by that kind of thing. And I love my parents, and they both have a wonderful relationship with each other now, which I'm also very lucky for after how crazy the divorce was. They are like best friends, and so it's cool. It's cool how that can happen too. So yeah, it comes from real life experience / fascination with the relationships that can be created. Yeah.
Thank you. All right, we have less than a minute left. Hello.
My name's Nicholas. This is specifically for Vivian. Are there going to be any tie-ins or ideas for Hell of a Boss or Hazbin Hotel games?
Ooh, good.
Yeah, I want to know that.
I can't say, but like I will say, games have been in conversation 100%. We are doing a Hell of a Boss board game, which I think has been announced. But I can't say what other kinds of games we're doing. But I'm not a gamer, but I specifically like simulator games, like where you can build a little farm, or like Cult of the Lamb, you can build a cult. I like the Jurassic World ones because you can build a park and have dinosaurs, and I'm like, this is great. And then I like fighting games. So I think of the two, we'd probably do fighting game, because I don't think a zoo simulator would make sense in this universe.
Thank you.
Thank you. Unfortunately, that is our time. I know you're right there. Listen.
Come to our table.
They're going to be at their tables all day long. If you didn't get your questions asked, please, please, please stop by their tables. Thank you guys for hanging out with us on a Sunday.
Thank
you
you.
all.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, thank you,
Before
thank
we
you.
go, we're gonna do our time-honored tradition of doing our stage selfie.